These are banana trees. Banana trees, when they give birth to banana and the bananas are then harvested, the banana trees then die. The same is applicable here. In this picture, we can see the embryologic tooth inside the bone, and in the outermost layer we can see the dental follicle, and beneath it there is a dark purple line, which is the line of the ameloblastis. The ameloblastis are the cells that are responsible for the formation of enamel, so that the layer beneath the ameloblastis is the enamel matrix. The ameloblastis are just like the banana trees, because when they give birth to enamel and complete secreting it, they will then just die. And because of that, when a disease hit the enamel, it will be irreversible disease and it will not be able to be cured by the body itself. Instead, we should have replace it with something called as a restoration. And the first restoration invented was the amalgam restoration, and that was in the early China during the 6th century. Then it went to Europe in the 15th century, and then in Germany specifically, and then it went to England in the 18th century, and then it went to the United States of America by the known Edward Crocker and his nephew. At the time, the amalgam restoration were composed from two things: liquid mercury and silver coin. This is a picture of a liquid mercury, and this is a picture of a silver coin. Then G.V. Black came and added other elements to modify the silver and make an alloy, which is a composite or multiple elements called an alloy, silver alloy. The silver alloy that was proposed by G.V. Black contained primarily silver and tin with 2 to 4% by weight copper and a small amount of zinc. However, the current day dental amalgam contains higher proportions of copper. It reaches 13 to 30% by weight copper and are typically zinc free. This is the silver element that is abbreviated, as we used it in chemistry, as Ag, and that is from its Greek origin argentum, which means shiny or white in Greek. This element has the highest electrical and highest thermal conductivity between any other element, and also it has the highest reflectivity than any other element too. Regarding the dental amalgam, the silver alloy is composed majorly from silver, as its name indicates. And guys, you should have touched a silver coin before, and you know that it is strong and it does not corrode and rust like the iron, so that the silver uh, comprises the majority of the amalgam, and also it is strong, so that it adds strength to the amalgam, and it does not corrode, so that it prevents corrosion of the amalgam. The Only disadvantage that it adds to the amalgam is the expansion that happens in the amalgam restoration after setting because of this element. The second element that is present in the silver alloy is tin, or as we abbreviate it as SN from the Greek stannum. The stannum or tin is a soft silvery metal with faint yellow hue. As we can see his picture on the upper left corner of this view, it is silvery but it has some yellowish hue. The tin is added primarily to the amalgam restoration to counteract the expansion of the silver, because as we said, silver will lead to expansion of the amalgam restoration, so that we should add something that reduces the expansion of the amalgam restoration, and here is the function of the tin. But as we can see in the pictures in the lower left corners of this view, we can see that the tin can rust, and all of us have seen this before. So that when it can rust, that means it is not strong, that means uh, it will corrode the amalgam restoration, so that the tin will decrease the strength of the amalgam restoration and will lead to the corrosion of the amalgam restoration. From the beautiful uses of the tin is not just in the amalgam restorations, not just in the cans that we use daily, but it is used in these electrical tabs that we boys like. The third element, which is the copper, or as abbreviated as Cu, which is from the Greek origin copperam. The copper, as we can see it, is a pinkish orange element, and that also an element that we must have touched before, because it is present in the electricity wires. You must have touched a wire before, and we remember that it is soft, it is malleable, it is not stiff, it is ductile, it is not stiff, and with a very high electrical and thermal conductivity, and that's why it is used in the electricity wires, so that the copper uh, will add strength to the amalgam restoration, because it will react with the mercury and prevent the formation of the gamma 2 phase, the well known and famous phase of the amalgamation process, which is the weakest phase or product in the amalgamation reaction, which is composed from the mercury, which is a liquid, and a tin, which is a weak and corrodable element, so that the gamma 2 phase is weak, and we should always prevent its happening, and that is by the incorporation of the copper in the amalgam restoration, so that the copper will react with the mercury, preventing the mercury from reacting with the tin and preventing subsequently the formation of the tin mercury gamma 2 phase. So that the copper is very important in the amalgam restoration, because it strengthens the amalgam restoration, and that's why the newly developed amalgam restorations contain very much higher amounts of copper than the dental amalgam that was invented by GV Black, which contained only 2 to 4% by weight copper. The last element, which is zinc, or as we abbreviate it as Zn, it is a brittle blue silvery element, as we can see in this picture. Zinc is always in physics, in chemistry and biology, acts as an antioxidant. It is a scavenger for oxides. Wherever it goes, it scavenges the oxides. And that is the work of it in the amalgam restoration. But there is a disadvantage of it, which is the increase of the expansion of the restoration when it contacts water, so that the newly developed amalgams have significantly decreased the amount of zinc in it.